Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. There was some timing mismatch, so I'm introducing myself. My name is Donna Porter, and I'm one of the co-founders of Inception. And Inception provides an XR platform for content creation and distribution. And our leading product is actually called Bookful. It's in the education domain. And what I'm going to talk about today is about how we're using XR to transform education. And specifically, I'm going to talk about how 5G is playing a key role in that through a partnership we've had with AT&T in the last 6 months. So first of all, a little bit about the education system. I'm sure you all know the system needs a shakeup. Teachers are frustrated. It's hard to find teachers. Everybody's very tired, especially given COVID. And the same goes for students. Very poor attainment, lack of student engagement, and there's a feeling that the curriculum and the media itself is used in the schools isn't today relevant. Reading is a subset of that problem. Kids aren't reading as much as they should be. Just 26% of kids under 18 read for fun. And in many of my conferences, people are saying, oh, no, but my kids are reading. Well, not really. And again, we've got the top 1, 2, 3% of the population that are really putting a lot of effort into it. But even me with my kids, my 17-year-old read more than my 15-year-old that is reading more than my 10-year-old. You can see that there's just so much going on, so much distraction. They're just on screens all day long, right? The biggest competition for reading today is, do you know what it is? It's YouTube. The biggest competition for screens is YouTube for reading. So we started thinking, how do we get kids excited to read again? How do we merge this engagement that's provided by interactive digital media with the benefits of books? And we thought XR can make all of this possible, right? Because XR is this new thing. Kids love personalizing things. They love being able to touch and to interact. And we also thought XR, there's a lot of research now saying that with XR you can get enhanced learning outcomes. You can explain complex concepts much better. You can increase the feeling of engagement. And also it promotes independent learning. So we aren't the only ones thinking that XR is going to make a difference in education. This is a survey by Holland IQ saying, what are people investing in? And you can see that in EdTech, XR, AR and VR is already one of the biggest pillars of investment in this industry. So we created Bookful. Bookful is an app that's today available on all the major stores. You can download it. It's a subscription app. And what it is, it provides you a whole library of books. We took the books from the leading publishers and brands. So other than some of the people who have been thinking that we should be creating books that are tailored for AR, we actually took the opposite approach. We said that there's so many great books out there, why wouldn't we just translate them into the language that kids today are using? So we've got libraries from the biggest publishers, Penguin Random House, DK, as well as some of the biggest brands, Hasbro, Sesame Street, Smurfs. And the way you do it is via mobile or tablet. You don't need the physical book. It's very important. It's not marker-based. You're not pointing a phone to a book. You've got the book inside your tablet or phone. This is, for example, DK's Children Encyclopedia. This is for a reference book, or this is, for example, the Smurfs. So again, no physical book, just everything incorporated in your mobile phone. Once you finish reading the book, you've got a whole set of interactive experiences, so spelling and quizzes and reading games. But there's some also fascinating activities which are AR-based. So here you can see our paint game, that once you paint the character from the book that you just read, it comes to life in 3D, but then in augmented reality. So again, for kids, they finished reading a book, they painted the character, they took a picture with it in their own surrounding. You see, this is already in our office, and then that picture goes into what we call their personal area. There's a game where they can dance with the main character. So the comprehension and that level, that their affiliation with the books becomes much, much richer. We've just completed a research. We took 2 comparison groups, a group of kids that were reading Bookful for 2 months, and a group of kids that were just using other regular apps. And the evidence is actually quite clear. Kids who were reading Bookful we encouraged the love of reading for them. What does that mean? It means that they were reading more books, both physical and digital. And frankly, that's the goal, right? We don't care if they read on physical or digital, as long as they read. It also, the point here about independent learning, parents were attesting that kids who were using Bookful for 2 months were more inclined to go and look for a book. Again, even in their physical library at home. So actually, really, good news for the, they were talking yesterday, I think it was the Niantic CEO who was talking about how do we use the power of XR for doing good. That we are feeling very good, we're very proud that we're using XR for such a good purpose. So already we've been featured by the app stores in many, got lots of good quotes. Parents are loving us, kids are loving us. The way we go to market today is both B2C, so it's at the store, it's an annual subscription, almost like a Netflix, if you like. And we also have a B2B2C, and that's I'm going to go. So for example, in Korea, we are distributed by LGU+, the telecom operator, and it's given to consumers who have 5G phones. And I'm going to show you why in a second. We've had various collaborations with KDDI in Japan, with Singtel, and the whole notion is that 5G makes Bookful better. Why? I'll show in a second. So 5G basically is the 3 C's, right? You can have higher, richer content, it enables you a better sense of community, and it's better sense of connectivity because of the low latency. This means that we can have richer content. If you think about having a piece of content that's maybe 40 megabits, on a 4G network, it could take you maybe 15 seconds to download, versus on a 5G network, it would take you only 3 seconds to download. The zero latency can enable a much better interactivity. So the whole, if you're looking for a why 5G reasons, Bookful is actually a really great example. So what we did is, Bookful, again, what we always say, Bookful is great on 4G, but it's absolutely fantastic. 5G. What do we mean? If you look at these 2 images, and I'm going to show you a video, we've created the same experience, and we showed, in order to get the same user experience in terms of how fast it is, how the experience feels for the users, you can actually have many more components on the 5G. So let's see a short clip just to illustrate that.
As you can see, the game is designed to work both on 4G and 5G. This is made possible by Bookful's network adaptive game engine, which recognizes the user's network and automatically adapts the best game and content quality for any network. On 5G, users get a much richer and immersive experience with more objects and special effects.
So in essence, again, you can download Bookful today on 4G, and most of it will work out really nicely. But on the 5G, everything will just be 5 steps better. So this happened back in August. Ooh, I'm stuck here. Okay, has this ever happened to people? Getting stuck on the... We're going to have to do this, people. Okay. This is a first. Okay, so 6 months ago, we announced a partnership with AT&T, where they were giving our Bookful to all of their 5G subscribers for free for 6 months. Why are they doing that? First of all, so that I could get a picture with Ashton Kutcher and Jessica Alba. They were the big spokespeople of the event, them and me, of course. But why were they doing that? Because again, I think a lot of people are looking for the reason why should they upgrade their phones for 5G. And so Bookful is a really good consumer use case to the benefits of 5G. So what did we do for them? So not only they got free access to Bookful, but we also created in our library a shelf of exclusive content for AT&T subscribers. So they have exclusive content, exclusive books. But also, we've created a set of experiences. So for example, if this is a book called Ocean Dive, once you finish reading the book on Ocean Dive, we created an interactive experience that allows you to see the difference in sea levels. Take a look.
Diving expedition. In this interactive experience, you can navigate the submarine to discover the amazing world.
So the office is turning into an ocean, you see?
Showcase different.
Submarine reached 50 feet. The sunlit zone.
So it's an interactive experience. When you once you tap on it, you're seeing what kind of fish live in this level. As you go deeper into the ocean, different animals live in different, the ocean is darker. So again, a really unique opportunity to teach children in an interactive way. Another nice example was all about bird watching. So again, there's a book. The book is called Birds, 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 and it's filled with facts about birds. But again, so the child reads the book, that's great. How do we make sure that they internalize what they just read? Similarly, we created a full bird watching experience.
Watch expedition.
So first of all, the office, again, the room becomes a bird watching habitat.
To observe wild birds in their natural habitats. These birds are usually expert divers and swimmers.
So now again, you're almost like in a 360 setting in the bird's habitat, and when you're going to tap the binoculars in a second, you will feel like an actual bird watcher, and you'll be able to see specific things. And again, you'll be prompted to learn more things about different birds. Again, different things for different ages. We work together with Sesame Street to create what we call the Great Shape Hunt. So we took the famous characters from Sesame, and this is for younger audiences to teach them about different kinds of shapes. So for example,
for the Great Shape Hunt, Elmo is. And Elmo's daddy said, "Okay, shape hunters, see what you can find that is shaped like a circle."
So again, this is in your room, in the child's living room, in their bedroom, and they're going all around and they're searching for circles, they're searching for triangles. So really, really powerful, and we see kids really being delighted by what they're seeing. I think it's the last one. This is showing again how we can take topics like being green. So this is a book about cleaning the earth and recycling. So after you learn about the importance of recycling, etc., we are letting you actually internalize it and select which objects needs to go to which garbage can.
Recycling is the process of let's clean the beach. Nearly half of the solid waste produced is organic or biodegradable. Glass is 100% recyclable.
So what you're not seeing here is that the child is actually the one tapping and selecting which garbage can for what type of garbage. So again, what we've done with Bookful is where our hope is to use XR for kids predominantly 3 to 8 to get them excited about learning and specifically about reading. But then we realized that reading beginning. Why aren't we taking the same methodology and the same XR platform that we've developed in-house and taking it to the next level? What's the next level? Is we can actually think we can bring traditional textbooks to life through XR with AR and 3D. And you can see some examples here. It can be about geography, putting the globe in XR, and we did a bunch of amazing experiences teaching you about the continents. It can be about the human body. This is the human heart based on the TK's Children Encyclopedia. And what we're working on right now is creating an app for older kids, which actually takes different domains and augments the learning on them. And if you think about it, it can be anything, right? It can be nature, it can be science, it can be history. So the next product out from Inception is going to be for higher education around these types of topics. So I think all of the announcements that we've heard in the last 2 days, XR glasses and cloud rendering, they're going to make this whole notion of XR education catch on even faster. Cloud rendering is something that we believe can make content consumption even much richer. We're working on a bunch of POCs with several telcos across the globe. Again, the whole notion that you can get content which is 100 times richer than if you don't have cloud rendering. It also allows you to have devices that aren't as sophisticated. So it allows you, if we're thinking about having people who have simpler devices also have access to all of this. So with cloud rendering, you can actually have a broader reach to people with a broader range of devices. So we're quite excited. So my last slide is just to say that we think, storytelling and learning have been here forever, right? Since ancient man was around the campfire and everybody was telling stories. So stories are here to stay. What's changing is how we are consuming them. So it started with print, it went to ebooks and audiobooks. Now we're in augmented reading. We're kind of in stage number 4, and Bookful is the #1 augmented reality library out there today. I think where nobody has a larger collection than us. The next step is immersive reading, and we're super excited about all of the glasses announcements and the platform, because the way we've created our content is that it's platform agnostic. So we are hoping to embed to port all of our content into all of the glasses. So we're very excited about that. And hopefully next year when we're here, you can all actually try out our content on the glasses. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dana. Great talk, and really, I think, using XR for good is a great example of that, honestly. And by not just kids, I think adults can benefit too, by the way, not just kids. So with that, we have time for questions from the audience. Please.
Thanks for the presentation. This sounds really exciting. I wish my kid could have that. It's great.
Thank you.
So I was wondering, it looks like there's a lot of effort going into content creation for any of the books. It looks like very elaborate and time-consuming. Could you comment on how much that truly is, and how you hire for that, and how you see that scaling up? So it does look like a big effort for specialists.
So today, we've created a lot of best practice and technologies in-house. So for us to create a new book today, we've mastered it in the sense we create something like between 15 to 20 books every month. Because we've created a set of best practices, and we have a team in-house as well as we work with external studios, some of which are sitting in the audience here today. And again, once we train our partners to work through our tools and methodologies, we find a way to make it very, very quick and in a fairly cheap way.
Great, thank you. Next question.
Hi, Fred Spakeen from Mawari. Thanks for the presentation. I think you mentioned that you feel the future of this is cloud streaming. I wonder if you could explain the benefits of that. What will it do that you don't have today?
Okay, so on cloud, today, most of the image processing is happening on our device, right, on your phone. So for the weaker phones, what happens is the phones simply get hot, right, or they don't have enough memory, or they don't have enough. So again, it's not an issue if you have the latest phone that just came out today, but most kids don't. Most people don't, by the way. What we're doing with cloud rendering, the processing, all of that will happen on the cloud. And then if you have the processing of the image, if you think about it, as I'm moving my hand on the phone, I need to send that data up to the cloud. That gets rendered and sent right back. So the combination of cloud rendering on the cloud with a 5G network allows me to send a whole bunch of data in real time to the phone so that the end consumer gets a better experience, even though his device isn't as high end. Does that make sense?
Thank you. Any other questions? Great, thank you. Next year, I hope to see your stuff on glasses. That'd be
Great.
exciting. So
Thanks
you so
so
much,
much.
everybody. Thank you again.